Hey guys, Crystal here at Crystal's Crafties. Today we are doing another bow tutorial. This one is pretty similar to the Christmas bow. If you saw that one, this one is some of the same technique. It's just a little different style. This one is more of like a birthday present or a hair bow or just more of a casual type bow. But it kind of goes the same way. So I'm going to give you the dimensions today for this smaller one. You can see this fits in my hand. It's about 6 inches when it's all done. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, whatever you want. I'm just going to give you the sizes for this one today. So if you want to make this exact one, you'll use these sizes. The ribbon that we use, for that yellow one, I used a 2.5 inch ribbon. The one I'm going to make on camera today, we are going to use a 1.5 inch ribbon, but you can use any size ribbon you want. I have done this with little tiny 1/2 inch ribbon. I have done it with 5 inch ribbon for like lanterns and wreaths and stuff. So, whatever size ribbon you want, it will work. Okay, so for this 6 inch width of a bow, you're going to cut 3 lengths of your ribbon. Your first one is going to be 21 inches. So let me measure out 21 inches. There is 12, let's see. There's 24, 23, 22, 21. So I need to cut it right here. Okay. So you've got 21 inches for your first strip of ribbon. Your second strip needs to be 11 inches. So if you are making this different, like if you want a bigger bow, say you want a 30 inch for your first, then you want 15 inches for your second. You just want half of whatever your first one was. And then your next one, you want it to be about 2 inches. And this one is always going to be the same. It's always going to be about 2 inches. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so there's the ribbon that you're going to need for this one. Just like in the other bow, you're going to need some little zip ties. I like to use the small 4 inch ones, but any zip tie will work, and I'm going to go ahead and get one out. And we use hot glue on this one too. This is different from the Christmas bow. Okay. So you want to start with your larger piece of ribbon, and you just want to fold it, into kind of like an awareness ribbon shape. So if you'll notice, I just took the 2 ends, I pulled them together, and this is, sorry about that, this is the shape that you have now. So these are going to end up being your tails. They are upside down. You can see I have patterned ribbon here. My pretty lace patterns on this side. This is how it's going to look to begin with. So you're going to put your tails, kind of eyeball what length you think you want them to be. Then I want you to place this thing flat down on a hard surface. And I want you to bring this middle section up here down to where your bow overlaps each other. So you can see I've got this overlap right here. I'm going to bring my middle section down to it. Now it's not flat, it doesn't look like much right now, but this is the basic shape that you are going to start with. Okay? I'm going to kind of push this together so it sort of stays in place while I set it down. Okay. Now you're going to go to your medium, your second ribbon here, the one that I had cut to 11 inches. And you just want to overlap it. Just make sure it has a good amount of overlap there on the back. You don't want it too close. Just overlap it. Nothing particular here. Just roll it into a little circle. Okay, so we're going to start again. We've got our large piece of ribbon. We have folded it into sort of an awareness ribbon type shape. We have found the middle and we have brought it down to it. Okay, so there's step one. Then we have I'm going to hold this in between my fingers here. We have our second ribbon that we've just made into a little circle. You can see it overlaps. Okay. Turn it upside down to where your overlapping parts are going to be touching your first ribbon. First ribbon, second ribbon, overlapping parts, just lay it right on top and squeeze it down. So you can see the basic shape that we're going to come up with now. This is a little short for my preference. I might have overlapped it a little too much, so I'm going to come and back it out just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. And again, you'll be eyeballing this and checking to see what works for you. So now this is what I have. You can see here's where I've got my overlap going, and this is basically going to be the middle now. So again, I just put it down on top of there like that. Okay, so now we talked about these being upside down. We want to right side them. So you literally just twist it. And you take this one and you twist it. And now they're right side up. So we're going to do all of this one more time. I know I'm redoing it, but I just want to make sure you're following along and you can see just how simple it is. So we've got our little awareness shape here. We bring that down to the middle. And then we've got our second one that we folded into a circle. And we overlapped. I'm getting my overlap just right here. Okay, and that goes on top. Pinch down the middle and twist until everything is all right side up. Okay, now it kind of looks like just a big old mess right now. Don't worry about it. Okay. If you have larger ribbon, you are going to need at this point to scrunch, scrunch, scrunch to get your bow cinched up in the middle. Since mine is on the smaller side, I don't really need to scrunch a whole lot. I'm just going to take my zip tie, tighten it down. Now don't tighten your zip tie all the way. Just kind of leave it right there so that you can mess with this and get everything right where you want it. So this is where I'm going to make sure everything is pretty and neat and even. You see I'm pulling out this tail a little bit to make it more even with the other tail. Then I'm going to kind of eyeball it and make sure that I've got the center of my bow, and I do. So now I'm ready to tighten it all down. Tighten the zip tie. You want to get it pretty good. Okay, that's not really tight enough. There we go. Okay, so now here's your basic bow. And you know, this is pretty similar to that Christmas bow that we did, but where we're going to come in with some difference is we're going to make this little center part now. I forgot my wire cutters. You can probably snip this off with scissors. You need to snip off your excess zip tie. Yeah. Okay. Wire cutters are wonderful for that, but I didn't bring mine down. Okay. This is where your little 2-inch strip comes in. Now this one, normally when we're working with ribbon, we're going horizontal. We're going to switch it up here. We need to go vertical, okay? Fold it over to where you have your 2 edges coming in like this. If you have this wider ribbon, you might need to fold a few more times. Let me show you what I mean. You might need to kind of fold here, and then again, and then again. Did you see what I did there? So the wider your ribbon, the more you might need to fold. Just kind of keep rolling it over until you get this tiny little strip. Put that aside. Okay, so here's our 2-inch. Okay, so we have both of the wired edges folded onto each other. And we're going to take this, and we're going to place it right in the middle of our bow, and we're going to glue it down in the back. So I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm going to put it right here underneath where this first one's going to touch. Okay. And then I'm going to take some hot glue, and I'm going to put it on this side of the ribbon, and I'm going to smoosh it down. I'm going to hold it in place until it's all dry. Something that you want to be aware of when you are gluing the back, you want this overlapped part to face down. You don't want, when you turn your ribbon over, you don't want like a funky edge up at the top. You want whatever uneven edge is facing down. And that's it. It's done. There's your bow. Let's do the little fishtail. I'm just going to do one at a time on these fishtails. The fishtail, you fold your ribbon to where you have the two wire edges touching, and from the fold, cut diagonally out. So now we have our fishtail. I'm going to do this one. Normally you would put these two pieces of ribbon together so that they're exactly even, but this is a little thick, so I don't want to try to cut that with my scissors. But they look pretty even anyways. Okay, there we go. So if you, come here. Let's see, why can I never do this the right way? I don't know, whatever. Here's the bow. Here's all the angles of the bow. I don't know why I can never get this in screen. There we go. Hey, there's the bow, sort of. Let's see if I can, oh, yay, there it is. Okay. If you want to attach this to a gift, there's a couple different options. You can honestly just stick a piece of tape right here, plop that guy down, and it's attached to your gift. If you want to tie a ribbon to attach it, something you can do before you glue down your center part is just put a piece of ribbon there, then glue that down, and then you've got your ribbon to tie around your package. Anyways, that's all there is to it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Thanks.